CQ, this is M0AG calling all members and friends of Pennine out on the Thursday evening out. Greetings from up here on the File Coast. Quite a number of people on this evening, but many are connected permanently, so we'll try and isolate from the list. GCO-TVD in the group, Paul, good evening. You've got 2 connections, Paul. Are you joining us this evening or just listening, please? Over to you. Nothing else from Paul. G6LUU in the group. Are you joining us this evening or just listening there, love? Similarly with M7CRM down in the Taunton area. Are you joining us, Chris? I don't take us so far. So, 20OGN in the group. You've got 2 connections there, Roy. Are you joining us this evening, please? Over to you. Nothing out from a way at all. G4JBA, good evening, Jim. Joining us this evening. Over to you.
G4JBA returning. Good evening, Jeff. You actually scored a hit, so good evening to you and anybody else that's listening there. And we're not a lot to report actually. Radio-wise, the model engineering side, I managed to have a good run with the steam engine on the last Saturday, having replaced piston rings. But not a lot of people know about that. But it's a hobby that takes the stress out of things when I want to do something rather than play on the radio. But yeah, we did actually have a go at the which was it? A Ritchie contest. The name has escaped me, but didn't do too bad. And we've got another one coming up, a third one coming up this weekend. So I don't know if Jeff is going to be taking part. I know Keith will, albeit on low power, but he'll explain that later. So I'll pass it on. The weather's been good here, so we're getting some reports from around the country. So M0AUG, back to you.
G4JBA in the group M0AUG. Yes, fine, Jim, and it's going to make quite a big net, I think, this evening. A few goes on the dashboard before. Nobody actually connected via GB7H in Huddersfield, but thank you to all for their basically preferred facility. If anybody wants to join via GB7HX, would you like to come in now, please? Nothing else. And also greetings to any of our listeners who are on the YouTube channel. Right, we'll go over to Kiel now in northern Germany and go over to Frank. DG6OAY in the group, M0AUG. Good evening, Frank.
Yeah, good evening, DG6OAY. I've been here for quite a long time. Some work just expected me voluntary work partially, and it's nice to be here again, seeing familiar quotes here on the display. I'm just looking at the dashboard of XLX 305. Yeah, hello, and back to you, Geoff and you, AUG.
Geez, so why the group M0AG returning? Yes, fine, well, thank you. It's good to have you back with us this evening. It's one of those things you can drop in and drop out as you wish to. There's no hard rules. You won't get banned if we don't see you for a while. Nice to see you again, though. Right, over to the Sheffield area now, and we've got Colin and Tracy. First time on the group, I think. So over to you first of all, Colin. G5L in the group, M0AEG.
Hello there, Jeff. It's G5HVH here, Colin, and G5LNO will be sharing the same radio. I think it'll get a bit complicated, but I just wanted to put you the two call signs in there. Yes, first time joining the net. Was invited in by Nick from Pennine Ham. Sent me an email earlier in the week, which was very nice there. Tracy's gone in the kitchen. Hopefully she'll be back in time to have an over. But if not, I'll pass it back to you then. So first time on D-Star on this radio. I think it's the 705. I have tested it out on other reflectors this afternoon, so hopefully you're getting a good signal from us there. Just using a zoom spot. I don't know whether we had a zoom spot last time. I spoke to you on the D-Star network, but I remember your emails now from a couple of years ago when I was struggling, and I really appreciate all the help that you gave me back then. So back to you, M0AUG in the group from G5HVH. Oh, Olivia, just say hello.
And good evening, G5LNO.
There you are. Tracy just said hello there to you there, Jeff. Back to you.
G5HVH with G5L M0AG returning. Do you want to give it over, Tracy, or are you going to save it for the next time? Back to you.
She's just come back in the kitchen, so we'll leave it till next time round. Here you go. Yeah, it's a very busy net.
Right, okay. Good evening, G5LNO joining. I have absolutely no idea who's on tonight, so I'm apologising for my ignorance. And with my good husband, G5HVH, and it's very nice to join your net, gentlemen. Thank you very much, and over to you.
G5LNO with G5HVH. Okay, you're very welcome, both of you, and I do remember helping you out a little bit some time ago there, Colin. We normally get used to hearing you on YSF, etc. I know you're a big supporter on that, so well, thanks for joining us on the net this evening, and I hope you can become regular members. It looks like it's going to be a big net tonight, so we'll see how we go on that. I'm actually from Sheffield myself, Colin, so I know exactly where you are in Stocksbridge, and I do live over on the Fylde Coast these days, and I always used to tell the people in the Deptford Club I'm over here on missionary work. So that's how we are. I know you're from the Rochester area, I think, originally. Nice to have you on anyway. On the next one, back up to the borders now. GM4JKZ in the group. Good evening, Keith.
M0AUG with the group from GM4JKZ. Yes, good evening, one and all, and our YouTube listeners as well, and also Colin and Tracy. Nice to hear you this evening. I'll be relatively brief. Emerald's talk last night I thought was absolutely brilliant, and it's nice to see the lie of the land in which he was working as well. Quite fascinating, I must admit. The test last weekend was the Mexican, the X-Series contest. I worked 80 contacts in the end. But, unfortunately, I lost the what seems to be the filters on 21 megs. So, that's the suspect on the FTDX 3000. So it's in the Martin Lynch Hospital at the moment, and I'm very impressed. They sent me a returns label Tuesday, and dropped it down, and they received it at 10 o'clock the following morning. So I'm waiting to find out exactly what's going on there. But all of us are working fine. Power levels were fine. The confusing thing was that I was showing 100 watts on the radio, but nothing on the external meter.
which led me to think it's either relays in the tin or filtering or something. So that's the sad news from up here. But weather-wise, very interesting. It's about 0 degrees at the moment, and I've just driven back from about 20 miles from one of the towns up here. And it's a thick pea super, or should I say it's a thick fog, ground mist. So driving was very careful. It's still idiots overtaking though, would you believe, on the single track roads, but there you go. I'm nice and toasty, 19 degrees in the shack, and with that I'll put it back to you, Jeff, M0AUG with the group GM4JKZ.
GM4JKZ, the group M0AUG, it's fine enough, Keith, and it's warm in the shack up there. It's quite down here, quite close to the sea and everything, but the temperature's well down at the moment. So we'll see where we go from there. Over to you there, Martin, M1 MLB, and hope you're all well and everything is good with the Q&A contest.
Yeah, one MLB joining the net, and good evening to everybody. As I was having a quick chat with Nick just before the net started, if any of you didn't hear, Wednesdays and Thursdays are usually pretty poor days for me. I'm busy most of them, so don't think I'm snobbing you if I'm not here. I'll support the Pennine Ham as much as possible. I won't be here next Thursday on the net, so you won't have to listen to it. I'm doing a club talk. Last night was a record night for the ICQ. Great talk you must have had with Emil. I've met him, he's a real nice guy, and I'll watch the video tomorrow and play it too. Did do 145 live a couple of weeks ago. Oh, what a horrible day that was. The radio was good, but the weather never stopped. It poured with rain for the full 3 hours. Emily, we were on Epsom Downs up where they hold the derby. So quite a interesting one. And last thing from me, very quickly, I've changed my hotspot, so hopefully everything's okay. I changed my hotspot, rebuilt it onto a faster Raspberry Pi, because when you send the pictures at the end, or anybody else sends me pictures, I only have had 2/3 of them. So I'm hoping I'm going to receive some good pictures tonight. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG, one MLB in the group.
M1 MLB in the group, M0AUG. Yes, we're fine on that, Martin. We understand that you've got many other commitments as well, and thanks for your continuing support for the group. It really is appreciated. Well, a cracking talk last night, absolutely, and Emil's always good on the talk, isn't he, as we've seen previously. Right, so now we'll go over to Nick, G4IW group, M0AUG. Good evening, Nick.
Yes, M0AUG in the group from G4IW. Yeah, thank you very much, Jeff, and good evening to everybody. Good evening especially to Frank, DG6OAY. Good to see you back here again. And also a very, very big welcome to Colin, G5HVH, and Tracy, G5LNO. Obviously, I remember very well, Colin, when you came through, having been studying with Essex Ham for your original license. And look where the two of you both are now. So congratulations to both of you, and looking forward to many more QSOs with you. To Martin, just to mention that we were visited last night by Karen, KD2GUT, and I know she very much enjoyed Emil's talk as well. So I'll give more on the next over, but it looks like we've got a nice attendance here again tonight. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
Thanks for all that, Nick, and looks like a good enough again tonight. Over to all and Jeff, to Mike and Adriana. For those who weren't watching the talk last night, Mike and Adriana and I were both not suffering, but patched up after the after effects of cataract surgery. So we were both wearing masks last night, so I'll be feeling a bit better today, Jeff. DL1BJW with DL8BDT, M0AG.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Very good evening to all. Hope everybody is well and okay. And hope that your eye problems there have been solved, Jeff, and that everything is okay with your sight, so to speak. HI. Yeah, nice big group, a nice meeting again. Very good, and looking forward to it. And also very big welcome to the inverted commas newcomers, Colin and Tracy. That's great to have you here. And the talk yesterday on Zoom was excellent. Emil's talks are always very exciting, very interesting, and very informative. And he also gave some insights into his future plans for, I think it was May and for February, actually. So I'm looking forward to that. Perhaps even working him, that would be great. Yeah, and one thing from me still left here. Congratulations to Jeff on 8 November Tango, who posted his achievement in the, I think it was the CQWDX contest in SSB in 2024, where he had a very, very good result and excellent performance there. So congrats to that, Jeff. So far, for this time, from my side, passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, very good evening to all of you. This is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Good to hear you this evening, and very good evening to Frank and Colin and Tracy. Good to have you here in the net today. Yes, on my side, concerning my eye problems, the eye patch has been removed this morning, and now the healing process can start, and the sight is a lot better than before. So let's hope for the best. And Jeff, I hope that on your side everything is going well. And here in northern Germany, weather conditions are quite strange today. The temperature has risen to about 7 and 8 degrees during daytime, and the sun came out, but this was not so during the last few days. There was high humidity and fog, and during the past few days, there have been temperatures around the freezing point. So in the mornings, the cars have been covered with a little frost. So this is all for the first time. I hand the microphone back to M0AUG for the group.
DL8BDT with DL1BJW M0AUG today. Yes, please, the eyes are better, and so is my eye, to be honest with you. This is the first of two, so I've got to wait a few weeks and then have the second one done. But excellent results so far, and very comfortable, and hope the same with you. Over down to my net now, and Andrew M0 in the group. Good evening, Andrew M0AG.
M0AG, the group M0RO. Good evening, Jeff. Good evening, every minute tonight. Certainly another big match, which is coming to the success of how Pennine Ham is going. So yes, good evening all and the new members. Yes, I wondered when I saw the film yesterday, Adriana, what had happened. So speedy recovery before your cataract operation. Also to you, Jeff.
It's not something that I've had to happen yet, but I suspect that, like many of my friends, it'll come in time. It's really nice today, but bitterly cold. The sun's been shining, blue skies, but yes, it's been about 5-6 degrees with the wind that's brilliant down to close to freezing. But it has been nice. Hopefully tomorrow is going to be a similar sort of day. And I have been on the radio, and thanks for your tips, Adriana, for the Q6 Mini. I'm afraid I'm still suffering from this very loud click every time I key up. I can. It's only when you start keying, and then obviously after a pause, and then start keying again, you get this loud, very loud click, which means that you can't wear headphones at all because it is that bad. I've tried lots of things. I managed to put it to a wolf wave today on my desk here, which filtered out some of this clip. But if you want to work portable, it's so much kit you have to take with you. So I may have to sort of bin it and start again with something else. But many thanks for your links that you sent me, and I'll continue to try. But I think it's something faulty with how it's been put together. Sorry, back to you, Jeff, M0AG in the group. This is M0ROL. ROL group M0AG turning. Yes, thanks for all the time. Yeah, interesting times, isn't it? And cataract is something that comes as we go along, I believe. Certainly, I must say that the vision, the one that's been done so far, is absolutely fantastic compared with what it was. So well done indeed. Over to Bob in New Jersey now, who's our Porter King. November 4 Extra Alpha Tango in the group. M0AG. Good evening, Bob.
0AG with group number 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. Good evening to everyone, both locally and on the net, and however you're watching us. First of all, it's probably been 50 years, Jim, since I've done a ring job. I've done ring jobs on a 37 Chevy. I think that was probably my first ring job. And then I did them on my 60 Falcon, and I did them on my 67 Harman Gia. But it's been a long time since I've done it. I don't think I could do one on one of today's engines high. And Emil's presentation last night was great. It was one of the best presentations I think that I've ever attended. Welcome both to Colin and Tracy. Congratulations to Jeff in Belgium. And let me see, and Adrienne and Jeff, glad to hear that both of you are recovering from your surgery. I'm glad to hear that. And being that we had such a big go around, I'll pass it back to you now, Jeff. M0AG with the group, November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango.
November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango in the group, M0AG turning. Yes, I know that, Bob. And we'll look for some more information the next time around there. So, the next call that I've got on the list is G1 Uniform Lima Bravo. I know you live in the Manchester area, the additional G. Please introduce yourself to the group, M0AG. G1 ULP in the group, M0AG.
G1 ULP here, name's Graham. I did try and join you a couple of weeks ago, but I had some technical problems which forced me to shut down for a while. It seems I programmed the radio wrong. But I've overcome it now, so here I am. Good evening to everybody, and it's nice to meet you all. From G1 ULP in the group.
G1 ULP in the group, M0AG returning. Good evening, and you're very, very welcome to join the group. What was the name, please, back to you? G1 ULP, M0AG. You want to just go ahead with your name, please?
The name is Graham, Golf Romeo Alpha Hotel Alpha Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Graham. You're very welcome to the group as well. And we seem to be off the list at the moment, yeah. Oh, we're back on now with Jeff. Oscar November 8 November Tango in the group, M0AUG. Good evening, Jeff.
Mike 0 AUG, the group for 8 November. Thank you. Very good evening, very good day to everyone. To Colin and Tracy and Graham. And nice to have you again here in the net, Frank from Kiel. Very nice copy. And I hope everything goes well with your eye surgery there, Jeff and Adriana. I know this is something which will help you a lot, because that's what I hear from a lot of people who got that their eyes and their sight is improving dramatically. So that's the good news. Today we had 6 degrees with clouds. Yesterday we had a beautiful day. We had sunshine, 10 degrees. We went off to the coast to Ostend. And so my picture will be the lighthouse of Ostend, or one of the lighthouses of Ostend. I think there are 2 or 3. But anyway, that will be one of the next pictures. And on the RITI contest last weekend, the Mexican RITI contest, I found the conditions were not that good. I worked something like 70 stations, but it was quite difficult from time to time. And I'm looking forward to the coming weekend when we have the worldwide RITI contest. So yeah, Jim and Keita will be there, and I will try to make best each time. Maybe we can contact each other. Activities. I have been playing with APRS on the International Space Station, which worked actually quite well. Because I just had my vertical dipole here on the balcony because of the wind. There was quite a lot of wind during the last couple of days, so I was surprised that worked so well. And I also played with an old program that I used before, but I forgot a little bit about it. It was thanks to Fraser, or that one JKU, who put a question about that on WhatsApp. That's the multi-PSK software to decode all kinds of digital modes, both amateur digital modes, but also the professional digital modes. It's really the Swiss knife of the decoding program, so fascinating. You can even decode the weather balloons on 408 megahertz if you have access to that frequency. So really fascinating. And there seems to be a test update just this week where they introduced FT8 and FT4, but you can chat on FT8 and FT4. This is not just the standard QSOs, but you really can communicate a bit like in PSK 31. So that's quite interesting. Okay, no, back to you, Jeff. Mike 0 AUG, the group of 8 November Tango.
Great. Tango in the group M0AUG. Yeah, thanks for good wishes on the search for myself. I certainly feel better so far. Just earlier on, got another one to come in a few weeks' time to sort the other out. But everything will be clear and everything else, and Jeff. So thanks for your good wishes there. I was going to bring in John 2E0OXK, but he's signed off for now. But I've just sent him an email to hang on with. Over to you there, Lou, in the meantime. G8JJ in the group, M0AUG.
Yeah, yes, fine, Jeff, and thanks very much. Greetings to everyone. It's been a nice day here in Nottingham. Fairly cold, and it feels very cold this evening, but it is actually only 3 degrees Celsius. Over the week, I've spent several hours on FT4, and so far, activity is fairly low. But tonight, I managed to work VK2 MBK, and worked into the States a couple of times. So that was on 20 meters FT4. So it seems that when conditions are right, FD4 is quite good. But I should continue with that and see how I get on. So far, it's been fairly low in activity. I'll make this my last over, Jeff. I will stay on listening, but I've got very little to add to that. So I'll just listen to whatever everybody else has got to say. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group GAKJJ.
GAKJ. Group M0AUG returning. Okay, then, thanks for joining us this evening. John, who we've both been helping coach till that earlier on, and obviously it would have been his turn now, but he, for some reason, he disconnected. I sent him an email asking him to come back on, and after the efforts that we put in between us with Dave down in Taunton as well to get him up and running, would like him to join anyway. So if you've got any contact with John, and let him know that if you will. Thanks again there, Lou, and we'll catch up with you again. Right, back up towards the top of the list again. Is there anybody else who wants to join the Pennine digital net this evening? So we'll go back to the top of the list for those who acknowledge first round. Back over to you there, Jim, just for JBA in the group, M0AG.
Yeah, Golf 4 Juliet Bravo Alpha. Good evening to everybody. It's nice to hear different voices. And I've not got a lot to add, but well done, Jeff, with your 70 stations. I managed 100. I think Keith had about 70 on the XE Ritty. As it's 48 hours, we might do a bit better, depending on the bands. So I've got my list has flipped over. I won't be up next week, Jeff, due to I have another different club, the Model Engineering Club, which I have to attend. And bear with me a sec. I can't remember your name. Where are we? It's the gentleman from the States. The piston rings are only 1 1/8 diameter. They're on a steam engine, which is a passenger hauler. So it wasn't too difficult. A little bit fiddly to take the belt gear off, but as you say, trying to get rings on a modern car is a no-no these days. Apologies, but can't remember the name. Getting old. Looking forward to the worldwide at the weekend. So I'll. Listen, that's quite big. I'll pass it back to you, Jeff, and I will be monitoring the pictures at the end. But I've only got the little screen on the ID52, so quality is pretty poor. So M0AUG, net back to you, G4JBA.
G4JBA, the group M0AUG returning. Yes, fine, I'm not Jim. I will call you again when we come back to the top of the list to see if you want to add anything else on that. Thanks for your contribution so far, anyway. Back over to Keegan, over to you, Frank. DG6, Y in the group, M0AUG.
Yeah, DG6 right back here. Yeah, recently I haven't been so active that I made a kind of personal achievement. Most of you know that I'm from time to time I'm working from the submarine from the Technical Museum U995, World War II submarine located here near Kiel. Bob, and for XAT also knows that submarine because he has been there several times, I think, and has also been operating there in the IMW event or weekend, I think. That's the right name. And Bob also knows G0ELZ Bill, who's also one of the operators there on this event, and that's probably something which is interesting for Bob, because I think I was there this 3 weeks ago, and I made my first CW QSO from the submarine. Usually I'm working there in other modes because in CW you really have to concentrate, and you cannot be, or I would be distracted by the visitors and so. But Bill and G0ELZ wanted to have a QSO from his home, Liverpool, with a submarine, and he's doing CW only. So yeah, we made up a frequency, and yeah, on the first while it worked. We met on the frequency on 20 meters and got in contact. And although Will is no longer collecting quick QSL cards for 5 years or 10 years or whatever, he now wants a QSL. And that was so much fun. Just one QSO, just a contact on 20 meters, but two guys who had a lot of fun with that, and I hope Bob also likes that story. Okay, back to you, Geoff and Zero AUT.
DG6OAY in the group M0 AUT. Yes, you and Bob on the battleship New Jersey has obviously got quite a lot in common there, and obviously Bob might have something to add there further down. So we'll go back over to Stockbridge first of all with G5HVH and G5LNO. I'll pass it to you, Colin, and then perhaps you'll pass it over to Tracy after that. Hope you're enjoying our international net. Over to you, Colin.
And 0AUG in the group G5HVH. Yes, I will pass it over to G5LNO. She's sat in the comfy schmumpy chair next to me in the shack. Yeah, what a surprise! What a busy net. It's a pure chance. One of the Pennine Ham members, Ken, the man with the trolley, I can't remember his call sign there, PZ something. Anyway, he just turned up on my All-Star node, which I've connected over here in Stockbridge to the Northwest All-Star group over on your side of the Pennines there, Jeff. And we had a QSL on there, and it went on for quite some time, and he put me in the right direction to find the Pennine Ham. Well, there we are. So that's how we've managed to land here. And thank you, Nick, for your very kind compliment. Yes, when I went to send you an email, I did discover from the historic emails that yours was the first person, you were the first club that I went to when I was studying for my foundation. And there we are, all the inspiration and motivation has come from yourself. And I got so much support from Jeff. We got into a terrible knot one Sunday on the Oldham Club net. It resulted in several emails going to and fro to try and explain what I was doing wrong, trying to connect into that XLX reflector back at the time. The microphone I'm using, Nick, came from one of your amateur radio tabletop sales. So it's the Adonis AM308, and it's connected up to this IC705. Yeah, that was quite an achievement to find a combination of cables to connect it up. I was assured by one of your members when I purchased it that it would work with this radio, and indeed it does. So there we are. I've been on the RSGB tonight at 8. That was on Monday, and that was a very interesting presentation about construction on amateur radio, because of course neither myself or my good lady wife here have had to do any construction because all the examinations are now done online, and the number of clubs where you can go and sit down and people get the soldering irons out are very few and far between there.
So that's what we're up to here. And it prompted me to get out an old construction kit from the 1980s from that dear old shop that used to be on the high street there, the Tandy shop, where you put the wires under the springs and you make something work. Anyway, that's it. The pips are going. I'll pass you on to G5L now.
G5HBH, G5LNO joining the group. Well, good evening, gentlemen, and Ashley Ann. There's only two ladies on tonight, myself and yourself included. Many thanks for the warm welcome to the group tonight. As you can probably guess, I decided to join my good husband in the radio ham hobby as something to do together. Technically, I'm not as technically minded as he is, but I do my best and do try. And congratulations to those that have had their eye operations and that things are improving. That is wonderful knowledge. I'm a retired nurse, but respiratory was my game, not ophthalmology. But I'm sure that you'll get good results from your surgery and the benefits that go with it. As Colin said, many thanks to Nick for his complimentary comments there. And I'll pass it back to Jeff. M0 AUG from G5HBH and G5LNO.
G5LNO and G5HBH in the group. M0AG8. Yes, thanks for both the contributions. I know that you'll join our net on a regular basis. And you, as you say, Colin, with the Oldham Radio Club, normally I fight Peter, who I know you know from the Squirrel Net on C4FM. Normally Peter's on this evening as well, but he's not tonight because he's a member of Pennine as well as Oldham, as I am. I've been a member of the Oldham Club for about 35 years, so there we are. Back over to the orders. Port Accuracy in the M0AUG.
M0AUG, Port JKZ. Yeah, fine there, Jeff. And I must comment tonight, the audio is extremely good from every location. So no pips and burps and pops and what have you. Certainly at my end, anyway. So that's very good. Congratulations to Jeff first in Belgium for the contest. Excellent job there. And yeah, this weekend the Rizzy, without my FTX 3000, I resurrected my FT897. And Jim knows this. It's been sitting in a box on the floor here as my reserve radio for about 6 years. I think in 6 years it's only come out once, but it is back on the bench now and is behaving itself. I've just got to try and work out all the cables now between the Western Mountain. What is it now? Oh yeah, sorry. I haven't used it for a long time. The Rig Blaster Pro I've got to get the signals in and out the PC because it doesn't have a USB connection like the more modern rigs do, of course. So that's a challenge, and hopefully I will be working in the Rizzy contest this weekend. The other thing I was going to add for Lou, while I was talking to Martin Lynch, we were talking about FT8 on Yaesu radios, and their recommendation, as is Yaesu's, is that you don't exceed 25 watts on FT8, because apparently Martin Lynch has seen quite a few rigs going in there where they've been running higher power and done similar potential damage as happened to mine. I occasionally run, when I'm really pushed, I'll run it at 90 watts for a contact, but I usually run it around sort of 30 to 45. So an expensive lesson learned by the sounds of it for me anyway. And the last thing, back to Emil's talk, he was talking about a 90-minute rock all video due to come out later this year. So I'm really looking forward to that, as is probably most of us on the net tonight. Okay, back to you, Jeff. M0AUG, the group, or JKZ.
GM4 JKZ, M0AUG. Yeah, fine, that, Keith, and The 897, that's a radio that's dear to my heart. It was a radio that I owned for many, many years. And when we used to have a static caravan, I used to keep the 897 and all its bits of the caravan and the other rigs, the other rig at home. And it was just so easy to go down to the caravan on the weekend, put the antenna out, plug it into the mains because it had the power supply in the bottom, and I was on the air in a matter of minutes. So really enjoyed that one. Yeah, nice radio. In fact, it's still not far away from me now because when I upgraded to the 991A, one of my friends on the park here is a radio amateur actually bought it from me, so he uses it all the time. Over to you there, Martin. M1 MRB in the group, M0AG. M0AG, M1 MRB in the group. Yeah, fine business, Jeff. Congratulations for the pair of you who've had your eye surgery. I'm glad it's working out for you. But I'm also glad you didn't go into medical details because I'm not very good with the medical stuff, and you might have to come and recover me. Just a bit of information for you. I double-checked this week. The National Hamfest at Newark is the 5th and 6th of September. And most of you have got alarm bells ringing because it's the same weekend as SSB Field Day. So, yeah, the Friday, Saturday at Newark, and Saturday, Sunday is SSB Field Day. So they do they interfere with each other a little bit, but just so you guys know. And just if anybody's interested, I watched a YouTube video the other day, and it was showing a guy who built this mega shortwave listening station. And instead of using coax to run out to the antennas, he was using Cat5 internet cable. And I didn't realise that Cat5 internet cable has got an impedance of 100 ohms. And he was building these little balun type transformers to convert it down 50 ohms for the radio, and used Cat5. And he said you could do all sorts of things. You could put power down the lines. You one pair. You could have a switch to switch from one to the other, relays at far end, and all because you've got 4 pairs down a piece of Cat5. Anyway, I'm waffling. Hopefully that was of interest to somebody from M1 MRB. M1 MRB in the group, M0AG returning. Always of interest, Martin. No trouble at all there, and I appreciate you joining me this evening as a regular. Well, see you there, Nick. G4IWO in the group, M0AG.
M0AG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, thank you very much, Jeff, and some interesting contributions. Yeah, I saw that, Martin, and I was fascinated, probably like you, with the concept of using Cat5 cable because, you know, it's certainly got a smaller dimension even than Mini 8 or RG58. And as you say, you've got the possibility of having the antenna on 2 of them and then using maybe another one for another antenna without having to have relays and so on, and little boxes at each end of the feeder, or even to run a separate voltage cable up to an external relay. So no, there are lots of possibilities there. So it'd be interesting to know what the losses are, of course, in such a antenna feeder. And to Keith, the Rockall video was shown in a special showing in London just a few weeks ago. It's called Rockall: The Edge of Existence. And of course, it's about the whole Rockall story, not just about the radio activity that took place there on the island with Emil and Nobby G0VJG. But I know the video is going to be shown next at Friedrichshafen this year. And after that, it's going to be made widely available. I think it will be available on YouTube. So I think we're all looking forward to seeing that. when the film is launched. And on some couple of the other comments, I'm very, very pleased, Colin, that you've made use of that microphone you bought from us, and the audio sounded absolutely perfect. And it's a delight that you got some inspiration from what we were doing during lockdown several years ago with amateur radio, when we were holding weekly online meetings and discovering all kinds of wonderful people around the world of amateur radio to come and talk to us. And I think we all found it inspirational. And equally, for people like myself, and I know the same goes for Martin, M1 on MRB in the ICQ podcast, we get inspired when we know that other people have got something from what we're up to. So congratulations to both of you. So, and let me not move on without adding my congratulations to Jeff ON8NC for his remarkable results in the worldwide DXSSB contest, given the very, very limited possibilities you have for antennas in your location. That's just a really, really commendable result. So back to you, Jeff. M0 AUG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group, M0 AUG returning. Yes, Ireland, thanks for that. We can, if anybody can get things out from limited conditions, then our friend Jeff in Belgium can do it. And well done to you, Jeff. You always come up trumps with these sort of things. Excellent results. Well, Joni now and Mike and Adriana. DL1BJW with DL8BDT. Over to you, Mike, please. 70 AEG.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Yeah, thank you. Radio-wise, I've not much to report. I've played a little bit around the RTTY contest last weekend. That was quite nice. Doing something with the macros from the IC7300 there. I had some contacts into the US, Iceland, some into Brazil, and after a relatively long period of trying, I finally succeeded to reach St. Helena Island, Zulu Delta 7 Bravo Golf in RTTY. That was my highlight HI, but apart from that, I didn't hear anything from the Pacific or the Australia, New Zealand, or even Southeast Asia. I listened in at the right times, I think, but couldn't hear anything there. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for this weekend when there will be another RTTY contest in the upcoming weekend now, and looking forward to putting my hand in, so to speak. Last weekend there was also the EU contest in SSB and CW, and there it was also a little bit limited on my side with the results, but one was real nice, was an SSB contact into Ecuador, Hotel Charlie 5 Delta X-ray, and this came relatively quick into the log. I was a little bit astonished about that, but yeah, that's it from my side. So passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. First of all, thank you to all of you for your good wishes for my healing process. Thank you for this. And yes, Andrew, sorry that your QCX has these problems and that they couldn't be solved with the software up until now. I hope you will find a solution. Yes, my QMX still works quite well. I didn't test than FD4 or so at the moment, or Ricky. So I have to figure this out. But all the possibilities with CW and the settings and playing with the QMX and the Z match, the Z match, work quite well. And so this is a very, very nice little rig. And yes, Emma's talk yesterday was excellent, and I'm very much looking forward for the next activities. Perhaps it will be able to hear him. I don't think I will be able to work him with my rig and in the speed he is working. I think this won't be possible for me, but this might be a challenge. Yes, this is all from my side. I hand the microphone back to M0 AUG for the group.
BBC with the L1 BJW and the group M0H returning. Yep, I know you like a challenge there with various things like that, and you and Mike have achieved some marvellous things in your restricted conditions there over the time that we've all known each other. It's a good club for exchanging ideas and getting people to do other things. Well done. Over to you there, Andrew M0. Hello, Andrew M0AG.
M0AG in the group. This is M0RL. Yeah, thanks, Adriana. I will persevere a little bit more with the QCX. It's all right if I use an external speaker. It doesn't blow my eardrums down when I key up. I tried it out today, I was getting through reverse speaker network picked up across Europe. The signal strength was certainly a bit low. I decided to go portable on North Hill, which is just a few minutes from the house here. Found a nice sort of spot out of the wind in the sun. And I thought that I would also try for one last time using this miracle whip that Martin Lynch sells and rates highly, but it's probably a little bit more than a dummy load. But we're using the KX3 at 5 watts on CW. I was being picked up in certain parts of Europe, so it's obviously transmitting, but the signal signal strength was actually quite low, so no one would probably hear me to actually have an exchange. So I think that's going to go in the bin in the shed, like probably a lot of us have with failed antennas, and I'll stick to using the NFET half wave and the carbon fiber mass when I go out next time, because I can get some response on that one. Yeah, it's a shame about the Q6 Mini, and I know it works, and providing as I said, I use external speaker, it is just about usable. I was hoping to get a really nice lightweight rig. I didn't have to carry speakers with me, but there enough. I'll continue looking. But there we are. So at least I've managed to get out, and it was just nice sitting in the sun with the dog running around. Again, that's a mystery from rolling and things you shouldn't do, and chasing other dogs. But it was still nice to work portable for the first time for a long time. I will, Jeff, as it's such a long on tonight, rate this my files, because I know there's lots of people on the net, really interested in net. And yes, the talk last night was excellent again. I'm afraid, even though I did geography at school many years ago, I had to sort of look it up to see where they were transmitting from on the DXpedition. And yes, it's quite a unique place. But yes, good video. So in the meantime, I wish everyone 73 have a good week. Enjoy your competitions if you want to enter competitions, and I'll hopefully catch up with you next Thursday. So 73 from me, and thanks for running the net, Jeff, and back to you, M0AUG in the groups, M0ROL.
M0RL. in the group M080 returning. Yeah, I also have an email from Dave who said he wasn't up to coming on this evening, and he's got something else on next Thursday, so we won't be seeing Dave next week. Thanks for joining us this week, Andrew, and have a good week and join us next week. Back over to you there, Bob, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group, M0AEG. 0AEG in the group, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. First of all, the weather here is miserable. Our high today, 2 degrees. We had snow during the night, ice storm, and now it's turned to rain, thanks goodness. I hope that it rains long enough to melt the ice before it gets back below freezing. Tomorrow again, it's supposed to be very windy. Just a few comments. First of all, Frank, yes, I've operated on U995 over half a dozen times, always over Museum Ships Weekend, which is always the first weekend in June. We have 2 rooms at Admiral Scheer reserved for this coming year, but because of health reasons, I'm not going to be able to make it. But we can keep the rooms up until a month before, and at that time we'll probably have to cancel them because I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. But we'll see how things go. Next of all, Martin and Nick both mentioned Cat 5. I had a couple rolls of it, and I realized that I wouldn't have given them away. Next, I always give my report about POTA. Today at 1200 Zulu, I had 1,935 parks. Now, what's interesting about that, that's the year I was born. So that's a good anniversary for me today, I guess. Hi. Second of all, I'm still hoping that Paul can get a hold of the club that went to Holy Island, because I'd love to get the credit for that. But until they report it, of course, I won't get the Parks on the Air credit for that. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed at any rate. And I really can't complain because I'm doing pretty well anyway. And I suppose that, most of it is QRP and most of it is CW. Looking here at my notes, I have 215 of those contacts are an FT8 and 269. These are just QSOs. They're not actually entities. These are just QSOs. And 269 are an SSB. And I have, I'm trying to see, 3,521 contacts on 20 meters alone in CW. So I 1,300 on 40. So I can't complain about that. And thank you for running the net, Jeff. And I do hope to be aboard again next week. And with that, back to you. And 73 to all. M0AUG with the group. November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango. November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango in the group. M0AUG. You're returning. That's fine now, Bob. And we probably will just have time to nip another round in there. And we'll see how we go, because a couple of people I think have dropped out now as they come round, so we might hear from you again before we finish. Thanks for joining us this evening, and as ever, thank you for your contributions there. Over to you there, Graham, G1ULB in the group M0AUG. Hope you enjoyed the net this evening.
M0AUG in the group G1ULB returning. Yeah, probably very interesting tonight. I've heard a lot of good stuff. Having been absent from amateur radio for probably 20 years now, I've obviously got a lot of catching up to do. Certainly that's the case with duties like I've been a bit overwhelmed by the technicalities, but judging by tonight's experience, I think I've finally got there. So now I can start thinking about the next steps. Anyway, I've enjoyed it tonight. I'm going to make this the final hour. I've got other things to do, but I look forward to speaking to you all again. G1ULB in the group return.
G1ULD on the group M0AUG returning. Yeah, thanks for joining us this evening, Graham. Hope you found it useful, and hope you can join us again next Thursday evening for the next edition of Pennine on there. And also, if you haven't found us already on the website, just go and search for Pennine and you'll find all the details of ritual activities as well. Over to you there, Jeff, for asking them great. Tango M08UG.
Mike 0 AUG, Oscar November 8, November Tango. Yeah, okay. Some comments on some things people have said. Yeah. Thank you very much, Keith, for that line of sight website. I was just trying to discover what it is all about. That looks promising. It's very interesting, I think. So this is my kind of thing that I like each night. And okay, Luis, about FT4, and congratulations on working VK on FT4. 20 meters, I must say, I prefer FT4 quite a lot over FT8 because it's more relaxed atmosphere, so to say. The competition is not that big. So and I sometimes work great leagues on FT4. It seems that certain league stations are, going to FT4 not to be overwhelmed by the FT8 people there. And okay, Keith, about the power limit for digital modes, I think that's quite interesting. This is something that I heard also, that you should take 1/4 of your maximum power in digital mode. Yeah, because it's duty cycle. It's 100% duty cycle, and I think that's also the case in RITI. I normally not use more than 20 watts, so just to play it on the safe side. And I think what you told there, Martin, about these internet cables is very interesting. I'm just wondering, this was a shortwave listening station, I think. Just wondering if you could transmit on that maybe QRP, maybe not 100 watts or more. So that's probably something for QRP, but very interesting, especially if you live in an apartment and you cannot drill big holes in the wall. Although I'm an owner, but there are some rules about drilling holes in the outside wall, in the outside walls of the building. So that might be quite interesting. And congrats, Bob, on your good result there on quota. Really, really great. So I would say 53 to everyone. All the very best. And I will send a picture at the end from a lighthouse in the harbor of Ostend. So back to you, Jeff. Mike 0 AUG, the group, for 8 November Tango.
Well, 8 November Tango in the group. I was going to take the group round for that quick round there, Jeff. So you might be able to come back on again, and then we'll sort the pictures out later on. We're earlier than we were last week. Okay there, Lou. G8KJJ in the group, M0AEG. I think Lou's got on standby now. So what we'll do, we'll start the final rounds there, and as usual, we'll skip over Nick in the order here, and let Nick come on at the end before we bring the picture people on. And obviously, we normally have pictures from N4XAT, GM4JKZ, and Jeff, Oscar the 8, November 8, the Tango. Okay, over to you for audience finals there, Jim. G4 in the group, M0AUG.
Yeah, G4JPA returning. Yeah, Emma's talk was very good last night. I meant to mention that earlier. And the conditions outside the hotel does make you realise how good this country is and what they have to, put up with. And it also sounds like you have to be a very good person in the person-to-person stakes. And the proper name escapes me, but very, very tactful. Apart from that, I'll be around in a fortnight's time, Jeff. So I'll say goodnight to all on net, but I will monitor the the pictures at the end. So stay well, stay safe, everybody. M08UG, back to you.
Chief Roger, in the group M08UG, yes, fine and that, Jim, and thanks for joining us this evening, and we look forward to catching up with you in a couple of weeks there. Over to you, Frank, then, for your finals. TG60AY in the group M08UG.
Yeah, I would like to answer Bob. Yeah, of course, we would enjoy meeting you here in June, but if it doesn't work out, then maybe we can stay in contact via email or so and tell you about the QSO we are making or so. And of course, you should better be careful and don't force anything. Of course, it will be a fun event. Also, for some unknown reason, we always had good weather the last years, and we'll see. And of course, I will be there for helping Hans-Jürgen, DK9 West, who's also currently in hospital, I think, and or already recovering from that. And so, I would also like to help there, setting up the flagpole, the radio stuff, and so on. And I'm really looking forward to it. So that's for Bob so far. And that's it from my side here. Thank you for running the net, and hope to see you soon again from DG73 from DG60AY.
Thanks for saying there, Frank. Thanks for joining us this evening, and we look forward to catching up with you next time. Now for Colin and Tracy, I don't know how used you are to 705 at the moment, but if you switch it into picture mode on the screen, when we finish the overs, three of the number here will send some pictures out, and you can use that if you've not used it before. But over in the meantime, over to you there, G5HVH and then G5LNO, M0AUG in the group.
M0AUG in the group, G5HVH returning for a final, along with G5LNO, of course. Excellent net. I have spoken to somebody on the picture. There is a reflector that specialises in pictures that they have a picture net on. I went on that one night. It's at some outrageous hour of the morning here in the UK, but it's a sensible hour in the United States of America there. But I have forgotten how to do it now. I'll leave the radio on, and we'll look forward to getting the pictures there. And the FTA and FT4, that's nice to hear that people using those modes. It's a bit of a Marmite subject over here in the UK. You either like FTA and FT4 or you don't. That seems to be my opinion as a relatively new ham. But as regards the power output from the AC radio, I use the same radio as you get, a 991A. I've had it for almost 3 years now, and I always run it into an antenna matching unit, into a Comet, I can't remember, Cat 300 I think it's called, and I always tune the antenna before on the tune button on the lowest power rating there. I've had no problems whatsoever, and I've done at least 20,000 contacts with it on power ratings of until I got my full license up to 50 watts, and then up to about 70 or 80 watts. But I put it down to not ever using the auto tuner inside the radio, and I don't have a decent antenna, so that's why I put some extra power on. I mean, it was a compromised antenna. The best results have been using the antenna that's matched to the 6-meter radio, which came from the same tabletop sale there, Nick. The 8900 is used on the 6-meter gateway here. So there you are, another thing to be proud of there. So that's all I put into it. I wonder if the the person that's had issues with their radio is definitely using an external tuner. Anyway, thank you very much for the net. I'll try not to hold it, and I'll pass it on to G5LNO for her final set. Over to you, Tracy, G5LNO from G5HVH in the group.
In the group, well, thank you very much there, Colin. It's been a very interesting net. It's been lovely to hear so many different people from so many different parts of the world this evening, and thank you for letting us join. And look forward to meeting you again. So 73 is from me, Tracy, and Colin, and back to you, M0AUG Jeff from G5HVH and G5LNO.
G5LNO and G5HVH, and it's been good to have you both on the net this evening, and I hope you'll start to join us regularly. We do have people coming in at times. We sometimes have Fraser coming in from Denmark and other people joining the net. I think we've had sort of 17 that's been the most so far. This is on 16 this evening, so it's been a good net and plenty of experience all over the place to share ideas. Well, to you, Keith and the Waters, I'll you go to your over there, and I'm assuming you'll be sending us a picture at the end. GM4JKZ in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG, GM4JKZ. Yeah, fine there, Jeff. And yes, I've got a picture coming. The one that I sent last week of the lighthouse keeper in the doorway. This one is the full picture of the lighthouse, so you can see some of the height the waves get to. I shall say no more. And yeah, Colin, yeah, my 3000 runs into the next commander, which I've rebuilt again, but I think the worst SWR, because I tuned it down to the lower end of the bands, is about 1.3 to 1, and most of the wires I've got tuned down to 1.1 to 1 or 1.2 to 1, so it's a pretty good match. Yes, I do use the tuner occasionally, but because the match is so good, I don't bother. And I've got a long wire as well with the CP3000 external tuner, so I use that one with the long wire. But I have been using FT8 more or less since it came out, and the radio, I didn't realise I bought it in 2016, so it's getting a bit long in the tooth now. These the 897, by the way, Jeff, believe it or not, it's only done about 20 hours on air because I've kept it as a backup. And whilst listening to the net, I've just discovered I've got a USB cat cable for it, so I shall didn't realise I had that in the drawer, so I'll be playing with that later on. One for Jeff over in Belgium. UISS, I think it's UISS software. I loaded it this afternoon, so I will be reading the 72-page manual to see how it plays out. And then lastly, Bob, well done, 1935 parts, excellent job. You'll soon be at the 2000, won't you? That's for sure. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG with the group GM4JKZ. A great evening this evening.
GM4JKZ in the group M0AUG. Yeah, fine. That's been a good evening, as you say there, Keith. And thanks for joining us. And we'll bring you in at the end after we've had the finale from the chair. So over to you for your finals there, Martin, and thanks again for joining us tonight. And well, then I'll be in the group M0AUG. Yeah, M0AUG, and I'll be returning to the group. Yeah, folks, this great net tonight. A couple of quick notes I made. This is for Andrew, M0ROL, if he's still listening. His QCX, if I'm right, QCX is made by Hans Summers, his group. And if he hasn't already done so, just drop Hans an email. I'm sure he'll be more than helpful to give you some advice. Number two, you were talking about getting cables outside without drilling holes through walls. Well, a lot of buildings have got one of those air brick, and often they've got a pretty gate thing over the inside. But if you take that off, you can actually push the cables through. I mean, I've got RG213 cable going through it. They're quite big holes, and you can feed the cable through an air brick quite easily. And last but not least, okay, but just a little funny that might put a smile on people's face. Years ago, I was doing a event with the Girl Guides for Keep It on the Air, and Andrew mentioned the Miracle Whip, and most people think it's a miracle it works. And the main station there was just getting no station calls, and I kept saying, your aerial's done, you got a short circuit aerial, blah, blah, blah. And they were getting RF burns off the radio on one thing or another, but nobody would listen to me. And in the end, to give these Girl Guides a little bit of encouragement, I took an A17 at a Miracle Whip, about 100 metres away, and I called in to the main station, and they just about heard me, which I told you the air was rough. But bear in mind, an A17 on internal batteries at about 2.5 watts, Miracle Whip, I call them in, and this voice comes back to me, in Italian, came back to me and said, you're on our frequency, this frequency's in use. Now bear in mind, I was in Croydon, just south of London, and on a Miracle Whip, and the Italian got very upset with me. So occasionally they do work, guys, and that's enough from me. Listen, thanks very much for letting me join tonight. I won't be with you next week, but I wish you all the best, and as I say, continue this great night. Back to you, Jeff. 0 AUG, when am I be? One MLB in the group, 0 AG returning. Thanks very much for joining us this evening, and we'll hope to see you in maybe a couple of weeks back on the net. And thanks for your contribution this evening, Mark, and have a good time in between time to join us again. Right, we'll go to Northern Germany now for your finals. DR1 BJW with DS to BDT. Over to you there, Mike.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for hosting the net and doing an absolute wonderful job again, Jeff. And thank you to all of you for your company, interesting thoughts, and new ideas. It's always a pleasure to listen in to this meeting on Thursday nights, and it's got a fixed date now for us in the week, and we are looking forward to it. So thank you again to all of you 73s, all the best wishes. Have a nice rest of the week, a very good weekend coming up, and hope to see and hear you all again okay and well next week. This was DR1 BJW, passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
It was Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Thank you for this interesting evening. As always, very, very interesting, and great pleasure to hear all of you, and especially to hear Frank again, Colin and Tracy for the first time. This was quite nice. And not to forget, Bob, congrats to your POTA activations. The 2,000 mark isn't far away. This is quite amazing. And yes, Jeff and 0AG, all the best for your health situation there. And so I wish you all a pleasant evening, and hope to hear you down the lock or next week on Digital Net. Bye-bye. This is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango 73 and 88 from Northern Germany.
DLA BDT with DR1 BJW. Thank you, General Mike, and thank you for your contribution this evening. And I hope everything goes as well with your recovery on that, as it seems to be going well. Thanks for your contributions, and look forward to catching up with you again next week. So, to Bob now. I'm the 4X Alpha Tango in the group, M0 AUG.
Zero AUG in the group, November 4 X-Rail. Doing a very good net tonight, and thank you for running it once again, Jeff. It is appreciated. You know, most of my photos are, because I was in the Navy for most of my life, most of my photos are of ships, but tonight I'm going to try something a little different, but I do have a photo. Thanks again, 88s, everyone, or 73s to some of you, and 88s to the rest of you. How's that? Thanks for running the net again, Jeff, and I look forward to next week. Mike 0 AUG, November 4 X-Rail for Tango.
And 4 X-Rail for Tango in the group, M08 returning. Yeah, always a pleasure to have you in the group there, Bob, and you've always got something of interest to contribute. Well done. What we'll do, after Jeff's just given his final now, we'll put Nick on, and then we'll take the pictures. We'll take the pictures from you first, Bob, after Nick has finished, followed by Keith, and followed by Jeff in Belgium. So that's the order we'll run. So over to you for your final voice type of Jeff. Oscar November 8, November Tango in the group, M0 AUG.
M0 AUG, the group over 8 November Tango. Yeah, okay. Some remarks. The congratulations on the Zulu Delta 7 and Ricky, Mike. I did work that one. I missed that one. That's a nice one, I think. Great. And concerning the picture testing or picture net column, that is the Romeo Echo Foxtrot 055 Delta. So that's the Romeo Echo Foxtrot 055 Delta. On Wednesday evening, I think about 1900 hours, there is a European British net, not always that active, but there are some stations around who are sending pictures. And then in the night at 01:30 something UTC British time, on Thursday morning, there is an American and a Brazilian and so on. And so quite interesting. And okay, Keith, about the Uniform India Sierra program, I haven't read that manual. I just tried it. I think if you have the WSCTX program running and FLPG and some other ones, that might be not a great problem to get that running. So it was actually more or less plug and play and not pray, I think. And thank you very much also, Martin, for the tip on cables through walls. You know, the HOA police is sometimes something very difficult to live with each eye. But I managed. Okay, though, over to you, Jeff. First of all my best wishes for not a speedy recovery, but a good recovery for you and for Adriana. And thank you very much for hosting the net, Jeff. Great job again this evening, and a lot of participants. Brilliant. Mike 0 AUG, the group of 8 November Tango.
November Tango in the group, M0 AUG returning. Yes, fine. Thank you for that, Jeff. Thank you as usual for all your contributions as well. So what we'll do at this stage, we'll pass it over to Nick to round up the meeting, and then we'll go ahead with the pictures there. G4IWO in the group, M0 AUG.
M0 AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, Jeff, it's been really interesting net again tonight. All kinds of things being raised. By the way, to Bob out there in New Jersey, similar temperatures, currently 2.5 degrees centigrade here at the moment. It was minus 1.5 this morning when I got up at 6 o'clock, and it's very, very slowly risen, but it's due to drop down again later this evening. So, but we've had no rain, amazingly, for up here. And also, Keith, that link you put into the WhatsApp group, the Pennine Ham WhatsApp group, of that program, the SCADA core program for looking for line of sight testing for VHF, UHF contacts is superb. And I had a play with it, and it completely explains why I have such a lousy opportunity to make any real DX contacts on 2 meters from my location here, even though I'm some 650 feet above sea level, which many people will be jealous of. I'm surrounded by so many much larger hills that my path is completely blocked, and it's very, very easy to use. So if anyone listening would like to have the link and is not in the Pennine Ham WhatsApp group, drop me an email, g4iwo at btinternet.com, or drop it into the Pennine Ham email address, and I'll send you the link that Keith posted that Jim, G4JBA, had suggested to Keith to use. So that's on that. On club news, we haven't got a meeting next week. Our next meeting is the 19th of February. That meeting is for members of Pennine Ham, and it's to have a look at some ideas for directions of the club in the coming few months, to get some approval for some expenditure that the club officers want to make, and to invite members to be involved in one or two other activities as well. So that's the 19th. You'll get a full email about it with the proposals from the club officers. That'll go out in the next few days. And the next meeting after that is on the 26th of February. Really pleased. We've got Jonathan, G1XEG, who's going to come and talk about a publicated article that he wrote about a 10-meter, a simple 10-meter array for operating on that band, based around two 5-meter telescopic whips, which many of us have now got. So that should be an interesting talk as well. So very, very pleased how it's gone tonight, and also nice to welcome new people back, and particularly just to reference Colin and Tracy for their first time on Pennine Ham. Hope we see you again. And Martin, no need to apologise. I know that we clashed with the recording night for ICQ podcast for the club meetings on some of the Wednesdays, and it's going to be unfortunate you missed some, but you'll always be welcome, however long it is before you attended last time. So 73 is good night, everyone. Back to you, Jeff. M0, AUG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO group M0 AUG returning. Yes, fine, I'm making thoughts for the updates on the club activities and everything else that's going on there. Right, so what we'll do now in the order, this is the time now when we send the pictures over. So over to you there, Bob, first of all. M4XAT in the group, M0 AUG for your picture, Bob.
This is M4XAT. This picture, my father's parents came to this country in about 1906. I think my grandfather came around 1900 originally, but my grandmother finally arrived around 1907. And this is a picture of their village about the time that they left there. So stand by and I'll send the picture.
I missed one line. I missed one line. The rest is perfect. Italy and Italy and olden days, brilliant. Thank you very much, Bob.
Yeah, I've been there a few times and I love the village. We still have some relatives there, and one of them, as a matter of fact, their husband drew this outline. They had the outline and he colored it and so forth. So that's good. Over to you, Keith.
Roger, yeah, lovely picture. I was going to say who was the artist. It's beautifully drawn. I just only had two squares missing down in the yellow courtyard area as such. But otherwise, 100% fabulous, Bob.
If you want, I'll send it again. Otherwise, I'll stand by, Keith.
No, that's fine. If you're all ready, I'll just set mine up and I'll get it off to you. It's called La Jument Lighthouse, Jument, and it's a lighthouse off the coast of France. It's the full picture of the one I sent last week, correct?
Perfect picture for you, Keith.
How about you there, Jeff?
GM. Okay, same here. Perfect picture, Keith. Fantastic picture. That must be at the stormy North Sea or maybe in the canal, in the French Canal there between England and France. Fantastic, beautiful picture. I will have also a lighthouse. It's a lighthouse at the beginning, at the entering of the harbor of Ostend here in the Belgian coast. Here it comes, Curex.
Seem to stall about 5 lines from the bottom, Jeff, so a bit of black there.
And likewise here, Jeff.
GM.
Same here, Jeff. It looks like about 5 lines up on the left on mine.
I will send it again. QRX.
ON8NT